Vaughn, you arrive at outside a very green area in Enfield in your stolen car. See kind of an entrance to a park area where there's some benches, but there's about 7 motorcycles parked in that area. There's trees. You don't hear many animals. You smell a bit of fire, perhaps from a bonfire or a grill or something like that. But other than that, you feel completely alone. Out here in as close as to forest area you can get.
I'm gonna call Mugen to my shoulder. I think it'd be good to have him here with me. And yeah, I'll step forward and go in the direction that I know there are people.
You use the sense the beast. I think that's probably the easiest way of finding lupines. One. I think they're gonna find you.
I just keep walking, just striding forward. Just in a particular direction, it seems like there might be people. And maybe I'll talk to, like, Mugen and give him another Cheeto every once in a while.
Or you walk around and you're able to see in the dark. And because it's, dark, you see light from a fire, you think. But then from around the trees, there are 4 very large wolves in different fur coating appears and looking at you, growling. Kind of taking maybe 9 feet of distance from you. But starting to circle you.
And I just keep my hands in my pockets and just the bird on my shoulder. I'm just like making note of them, kind of like turning my head to see them circling me. I'm here to see Marcus.
One of them growls, then does a short howl, and they all start to walk towards the bonfire.
And I follow along.
We see about 3 people you've seen before but not met when you were on the rooftop, and then there's Marcus and the wolves. He just looks at you and tosses you a beer.
And he catches it, and he looks before opening it. He looks around, and does he see Nadine there?
Nope. Dangerous move, man. Walking into a pack of lupines like that.
It's in my nature.
You're lucky you don't smell that bad.
I appreciate that much.
One of the people, a woman, she's asking, how is that? They usually reek. Marcus just says, this one is alright.
Maybe it's a fragrance. But do you know where's Nadine? Where is she?
We have her, but she thinks she's been kidnapped. In reality, we just got there before Antigen.
Thank you. Really, thank you.
Well, we had a deal. But
May I see her?
she's not here. But I can take you to her. He looks around at the rest and just starts walking very slowly into the forest.
And Vaughn will follow.
You arrive at
He'll sense the beast again, just real quick. Just on him, like, follow me into the woods. Then again, they would have done it already, I suppose. But all right.
It's not a failure too, but he's calm.
Okay.
A bit annoyed, but not at you. You walk to see a small cabin, or a shed, look more like. He points towards it and says she's tied up in there. We've fed her and everything, but obviously she's not happy. She does not really understand what's going on, and I don't know what to do with her.
Let me talk to her. I'll calm her down.
Sure thing, man. I'll be at the fire. He starts walking back.
And Vaughn will go up to the shed and go in.
She's there. She's tied to a chair and she has a sock in her mouth. There's a bucket next to her that does not smell very good, and there is a cardboard box of what probably used to be fried chicken.
Then he just goes over and he pulls out like a little pocket knife and just, well, first takes the sock out, and then it's me. It's gonna be all right.
Thank
all
the
right, they're with
Lord.
us.
What the fuck is going on? She's crying, or starting to.
And he like undoes her thing, and then he gives her a kiss, and he's like, "Listen, it's okay." And he's like holding her face. It's all right. They're with us. They saved you. Something terrible was going to happen if you stayed in that house.
They told me that, but I didn't believe them. I had not seen them before. But why did they kidnap me?
I had them watch over you to make sure that you were okay.
From what?
Everything at this point. I've done bad by you, by being in your life.
What do you mean?
You're not supposed to know about people like me. And I've exposed you to everything. There are people who want you dead.
What the fuck, Vaughn? I have a life, you know.
I know. And I'm trying to fix it. Trying to fix it. It was fine in the beginning. No, it never was fine. I'm trying to fix it. I'm so sorry.
I believe you. And I'm more... I can always scold you later. How do we fix this?
The only way I can think of fixing this is that you stay with them and I leave.
Can't I leave with you?
To do that, it'd be too cruel. Because I'd have to turn you. You'd have to become like me.
I've told you before, it's only you that hates what you are.
No. You don't want this. It's not what you think it is. It's a fucking nightmare.
I believe you, but... Who are the other people smelling like they haven't showered in months?
Oh. I guess I told you some things, but I didn't tell you. Those are, call them lupines.
You mean a fucking werewolf?
They're werewolves.
Of course.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me give you an example, like a little quick rundown. I'm not supposed to be talking to them. If you became like me, you couldn't hang out with them. What I did was stupid. Like getting them involved. You become like me, a whole new world of bullshit opens up to you.
Can't we just leave and go into the forest to never appear again?
They would find us. There are different kinds of things that, like me, they live in those woods. They're everywhere. And if you even make one little mistake, they'll come after you.
So what I'm supposed to join a biker gang and just drive around?
I mean, it doesn't sound that bad, does it?
I have a job and I have friends and my family and I know. I mean, I don't want to die either.
I'm really sorry.
Can't you go?
Very sorry.
Can't you go after the people coming after me and?
This is something else you don't know either. Just because I have these abilities, my stuff is small time. All right. It's sure I'm more rare, so to speak, but there's a reason why. There are forces at play. There are beings at not that many miles from us right now who could take me out no problem. And you would be even weaker than me if I were to turn you. You have to trust me on this one.
I do trust you. I'm just trying to figure out my options here.
There are 3 options that I know of right now. Is that I turn you, and then you become part of this. You become a Ravnos. And everyone kind of looks at you with a side eye, even those among the kindred. Or you die. Or you join Marcus and his crew, and they protect you. By the way, I haven't negotiated that yet. But if I outline the reasons why, maybe I'll offer them something too.
Become a werewolf, a vampire, or die.
You can't become a werewolf as far as I know, but
okay.
You either are or you're not. I don't know that much, but yeah. That's it. Unless you have something in your back pocket I don't know about.
You know my job. I'm not, important. So let's go talk to the lupines, we called them.
All right. And then he helps her up and then goes with her out to the pack.
She's looking very stern at everything. I don't think you've seen her pissed before.
Mm-hmm.
And the anger is kind of outweighing the sorrow at the moment. But Marcus, he looks at you.
And he whispers into Nadine's ear. He's like, why don't you have a seat around the fire and, make some small talk or something. I'm going to talk to Marcus.
Sure. She just stands about, 6 feet from the bonfire with her arms crossed, looking at everyone. One of them, the woman again, she's smiling at her, but it's not reciprocated.
And then right before he leaves her, though, he whispers in his ear, unlike the people I run with, these people are actually alive. You have no idea how much that matters. And then he goes over to Marcus. He's like, hey, Marcus, can we talk about something real quick?
Sure.
And they go kind of not too far away to raise suspicion, but like go around a tree. And Ron just kind of like leans against the tree and cracks open the beer that he just had in his hand, just holding it with like a death grip for most of this. And then he starts drinking it. Really, I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate this.
It's only half of the issue. What am I supposed to do with her?
I was actually about to bring that up. I need to level with you on this. I really fucked up with her. I was reckless. She knows too much. You know, when I first met her, I thought, oh, you know, it'd be good. You know, I don't want to be alone anymore. I'm like, this, she's got spirit. Like, I can make her like me. Because there are not many of me left. You have tribes, right? I heard something about that.
Kinda. I believe it's sort of like your clans.
Yeah. So you know. There are many of my clan left. People who really understand me, you know? And I was thinking about making her, you know, one like me. And so I let her know. And we kind of talked about it. Maybe she would get her affairs in order or something like that. And that, but as time has gone on, like it always was terrible, but it was bearable being this way.
You realized you didn't want to make her into a monster. That's why I like Yvonne.
It's one thing. Yeah. It's one thing to be a monster. It's another thing to have to be at the bidding of even worse monsters. It's too dangerous now for her. Even if I turned her, I don't even know. I don't feel safe. I'll be honest with you, Marcus. And he takes like a swig of his beer. I feel safer around you and your pack right now than I have in a long time.
He's smiling and just jokingly says, the only reason they're not killing you right now is because I'm saying so.
And he's like, kind of waves it off in a humorous way. You're a good guy, Marcus. I can see it.
Look, here's the deal, mate. I do you this favor. I make her one of mine. And you give me the name of whoever invented the plague. That's the deal.
And there is a moment of like hesitation, and he looks at Marcus in his eyes, like searching for the truth. Like he's being honest with him. Like, is he? May I do an insight?
Yeah.
On this. Dang. It's a bad night for me, dude.
At least it wasn't a failure. Well, you're not quite sure, but he looks serious.
And he's like, I don't have any. He's thinking to himself, I don't have any other options. And he thinks back to all of the horrific things he's seen. The undead, the souls that are put into torment and they're bound. People not even allowed to rest after death. Thinks about passing by, like I imagine like the FEMA tents or whatever, like the plague tents and everything that have been set up. If I tell you this, do you promise that you will give her a place?
I will. I'll take her to the old lady. She knows a way of opening her eyes and soul to what it means to be us. She'll never be pure or full-fledged or something, but she'll be a part of the pack.
Which means she'll be safe.
For now, but whoever is after you is coming for us as well. We just don't fear the sun.
His name is JK. He's among my group. But he's, I'm gonna be honest with you, some twisted fuck. And I wouldn't go after him if I was you. He does things that I can't even fucking believe.
Thank you, Vaughn. We might need him to set nature right.
And Vaughn does look like upset. He's like, even though he had come to really dislike JK because of what he does, like, he's still part of his coterie. So there is a part of like, one of my comrades. I just sold out one of my comrades. So it just looks at Marcus.
Look, spent the rest of the night with us. I have a place you can sleep during the day. We'll wait and take off tomorrow night. But spend your final moments with her. Because who knows if you'll be seeing her again. Where she's going, you're not welcome, for sure. And I have no say in that.
I completely understand. Thank you. And he puts out his hand to Marcus the Shake.
He shakes it, looks you in the eyes, and smiles a bit, just from the corner of his mouth, and then pulls you in, arm around, and starts to walk towards the bonfire, and cheering, giving your can just a bit of a gunk with his own.
Yeah, he takes a swig, and he looks over at Nadine. I don't. Has she warmed up to anybody, or has she just been remained very stiff and not talking to anybody?
She's same thing with her arms crossed, but the woman is talking at her. At least. She just looks at you as you come back. And says, so?
So, two things. It was a yes. First and foremost, that you can become part of the pack. And the other thing is, I was wrong about the werewolf thing. About you becoming a werewolf.
They all look confused. Seems like Marcus is the only one who has any idea.
And if I see those looks, like, never mind.
Marcus just says, there's a certain ritual. Don't you worry your pretty little heads about it. And
he gives
shrug.
He looks apologetically at Marcus. Vaughn had assumed that they knew about it, so. And
he just says it's not done often. Most of us are born this way.
And then he looks back at Nadine and he's just, I'm really sorry. But at least now you have a chance.
Well, I know you didn't do it intentionally. And I'm probably gonna be pissed at you for about a month. But I'll get over it. I hope we see each other again. She smiles and warmly and says, it has been fun.
It has. But we may never see each other again. But We still have tonight.
We still have tonight. Is there anything special you want to do the rest of the night, or just hang out with a bunch of lupines and drink beer?
That sounds pretty great. Well, that sounds like a good time to me. And I may at some point just be like, you know, like put on like a small little performance. Like they may tell me certain things, and I can like do like little parlor tricks, illusions. I'm like, oh yeah, you like that cartoon character, and it appears. Things like that. Try to make them,
Fucking
you know,
making Roadrunner cartoons just to tease them.
Exactly.
But
or
instead of a Roadrunner, it's just a vampire.
Yeah. So. Yep.
Well, you do spend your last night with Nadine, at least for now. Alex, you wake again. Same place, unscathed, and unfortunately it was not just a bad dream.
No. I'm surrounded by putrid shit.
But
and
Darius is there, and he's just sort of in a...
Hey, you made it! Yeah! All right!
He has a bit of blood on him, but otherwise he's fine.
Excellent show. I was worried about you.
Just mortals.
You good? You
Yeah.
need anything?
No, I'm a little bit hungry, but we can take care of that later.
Okay. All right, you let me know. All right? I've got you.
Fuck. How do we get out of here? He looks around.
Well, Nira and I can swim really well. And we should try to make our way to the Thames. I mean, at this point, I don't think going back is a great idea.
We also need to figure out who else was affected.
We do. Well, if they know, okay, let's put it aside for a second. If they had the actual gall to attack my place, I mean, we gotta assume that they hit everyone.
We need to find Henry.
That was my thought too. Like, we are kind of in Henry's spot here, you know, so I was actually hoping he would be here too, you know, shortly, be by shortly. I don't know.
He looks around and says, I see there are markings on the walls around, but unfortunately I don't know what they mean.
Well, okay, so out of character, I can use Sense the Unseen. Will that help me see the markings at all?
Oh, he's using heightening senses.
Okay.
If you shine a light on it with your flashlight, you can see them. They're small,
okay.
but they're around the pipes.
Has Alex seen anything like those at all before?
You can do intelligence streetwise.
I'm gonna rouse for that. So I'm gonna need it.
Two.
Okay, it's not a great roll. I'm gonna spend some willpower and re-roll that. Okay, so that's four successes.
You can't remember why you know this, but you think one of them means safety.
Alice is going to tell both of them
because the other way is a skull in flames. You don't think that's a good
thing. We don't want to go towards a skull in flames. Yes, that seems bad. Yeah.
But the rat hit, you think, means safe way or safe passage.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, that's a very clear Nosferatu sign. So, I mean, he's worked with them a lot. I mean, I would say that in all of his time as being Prince in London and everything else, he and Henry have had that conversation. He and Arthur have had that conversation. They showed him a little bit, symbology, So, yeah, he's familiar. So he's going to look at that and go, that right there, I picked up a thing or two my time as Prince of London. These are things you have to know when you're Prince. And so this is the way to safety. And so, yeah, he's going to explain that. And
Darius goes first.
Yes, if it's underwater, we're going to do the seal thing again, which is totally... Alex is quickly becoming fond of this way of transportation.
It's like half a foot of water. So you just... Or let's call it water.
Oh, okay, no seal. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is more like kiddie pool. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go with that. So
you walk through tunnels and pipes and find weird things that shouldn't be down here, like old street signs and half walls and old furniture, weird shit like that has no place in the sewers. And then out of nowhere, you hear a voice. What's up, Prince?
Hey! Henry, is that you?
It is. He appears in your flashlight, holding up like a hand to cover his eyes.
Yeah, he's gonna tilt it down just a little bit to the floor. So, did you guys get hit too?
No, they don't know about us.
That's really helpful.
But some of you were in the news, which is not good.
Anything you know right now would be helpful, including a place that smells a little better than this would be completely safe until we can kind of regroup. Any way to reach these guys, as well as what our situation is right now. And believe me, we can talk terms later in terms of how I can repay you for that. So it's good to see you.
I can take you somewhere, and I do know what's going on. No one's dead, as far as I know.
Okay.
Naomi was taken. I have no idea about JK. He didn't come out of his burning building, so I don't know. But
well, I'm less concerned about him given all the shit he's pulled.
Naomi left hers in her body bag, and they have torched the place.
They what? Who went into a body bag?
Naomi. I carried her out. Adrian's fine. You're fine, which is the most important. And I don't know where Vaughn is going, but north. He does not sleep anywhere, so they can't really hit him. And I'll show you once we get there. But
okay.
He looks at theirs. I believe we should gather everyone, and I will lead them down. But we need everyone to be safe and hidden for now.
Are you good with that? He's gonna look to Darius. Like, is that something you feel like you can do right now? I don't need you to put yourself in any more danger than you've already been in. So.
I'm good. I just wouldn't be able to fight my way down here again. And Henry says, that's fine. We gather them on the surface. I lead it all down, but we need to at least the council and.
Absolutely, yeah. We need to convene the council. We need to. They didn't even give us. They didn't even give us the 24 hours they promised us. That there's no decency anymore. There's no decency.
Fucking humans.
Fucking humans. Like, I want to know. So much anger. All right, let's make it happen.
He leads you to. Well, you think it's an old crypt, but it's all been, like, there are no corpses at the shelves where the corpses used to be. It's just filled with servers and various wires coming in and out of walls. There's about like 12 stationary and laptop PCs down here, and the whole thing smells like burnt dust. And then there's just a sleeping bag on the ground, and a corner with some rat skeletons. But it's quite roomy in here, at least. And there is a table where there's a deck of cards in the middle of the round table.
I mean, it's not Paradisa, but
It is not, Prince, but it's safe.
it's safe. Yeah, for now. Yeah. Thank you, Henry.
I'll go find the rest. He says,
let's-
kind of annoyed, you can hear in his tone, but more than like, and mumbles, "Where the fuck is our herald when you need it?"
Right? Yeah. He just kind of fucked right off. So, anyways, yeah, Henry, you gotta do what you gotta do. I will help in any way I can, although I imagine that you said that we were in the news. Is there any reports of our deaths or anything else that they've broadcast at all?
I have the clip, but I think it's best to wait till everyone's here.
Okay, fair enough.
Just
Fair
to
enough.
not to go over it multiple times. I'll
Of
gather
course.
them.
Right.
Later in the night, it's jumping scene again, because I've been jumping around through time a bit. Vaughn, you wake the following evening where this is occurring, and saying your final goodbyes to Nadine. Head back into London, I assume, to find Benjamin, perhaps.
Yeah.
But at some point you, Henry appears next to you and says, "There you are."
Hey, how's it going?
Bad. We need you to get here.
Why? What's happening?
Havens are burning down and the Inquisition are coming for us, yada yada. But I'm taking everyone to the sewers, including you. So meet us here, and I'm gathering the rest along with Darius. If you see anyone or something, just tell them that's where we're going. And stay hidden, yeah?
Oh, I'm good at that. All right.
Cradle. Darius appears. I don't know if you have found him or he has found you. But
I ran into him. I just came out of the cinema. Watching E.T. 3 in this dystopian world.
hello, friend. I need you to go here. He hands you an address on a paper.
Oh. Okay. Why?
Everything's burning down at the wrong moment, and we're not safe.
Ooh. Oh. I mean... Fine. We have to be, polite.
At least to the prince. Have you ever talked to a Ventru before? It's just easier. I don't know why I turned into Henry for a moment. It's just easier, friend.
It's fine. Yeah. Me and him, we're very friendly. Yeah. I give him advice. He wanted to kill me, Mutually beneficial.
Exactly. If you see anyone else or hear anything weird, let me know.
You know who you're talking to, right?
I do.
Yeah, I heard some weird things about it burning.
Yeah. It's looking pretty bad right now, but everyone's okay. I think we haven't really accounted for JK and Naomi.
Oh no, are they gonna pull through? Is that what you're saying? Like, not okay? Cool.
Maren was abducted by Antigen and JK didn't come out of a burning building.
That film was really bad.
Tell me about it later. And he starts walking away.
He'll wander off and continue whistling from earlier. London's burning.
JK, you're in the Shadowlands. And it looks like London. You're moving differently, and you do find a gate in Tottenham. And you didn't have to go through any labyrinthian structure to get to it. You have a feeling that you were close. But it might work differently when you're inside. But you do get out in Tottenham.
It's at nighttime.
Yes, you have made sure of that. There's no air, at least not a lot where you exit. There's some glowing algae down here. From, I assume you brought a flashlight because you can't see shit in the dark. But it's a strange feeling, like a movement in the Shadowlands. And Mirren appears. Says, "There you are, finally."
You've been looking for me?
Everyone thought you're dead.
Well, considering they torched my building while I was inside it, makes sense.
Exactly. Prince is gathering everyone and to a safe place.
Here I thought we had some more hours on us. But a safe place, you say?
She stretches out her hand, looks at Vara, who is, once you step out of the Shadowlands, she goes, sits up, inhales for a moment, and you see her chest is moving, but no air is coming in and out. It's just a reflex. Looking pale, she's looking hungry. And Mirren is just looking at her. A bit surprised. And then she raises one fist. Just to be ready.
Don't you fucking dare. Antigen will open his little briefcase and pull out a leg.
She chews down on it like a rabid dog, draining everything from it. And then looking at you like she wants more, but she's surprisingly not frenzying at the moment. She just seems to be in a state in between.
Feasting off the dead helps a little bit. Feasting off the living is better, but they scream.
More!
That's all I have for right now. You'll have to wait.
She hisses. And looks at Mirren very hungrily. And Mirren say, "I will punch her if she attacks me."
And if you do that, I'll make sure you don't exist anymore.
Maybe stake her.
Do you have anything wooden? Because I didn't bring anything.
She pulls out a stake. Of course
Be
I
my
do.
guest.
Var is looking at you for a moment, but still with her feral
Cool.
eyes. And
You're gonna go to sleep for a little while. You'll be fine.
the moment she looks away, Mirren is just there with the stake. Which it has a bit of an issue going into her, but Mirren forces it in. "Quite tough, your child," she says.
Things past then, I guess.
"We need to go." She grabs onto Vara and holds out her hand towards you.
Then let's do that.
Before we do, did you make another hole?
How the fuck did you think I got out of a burning building alive?
Oh, fair enough. Takes your hand, and you're kind of jumping through shadows. Naomi, you get back to London and wake up in Nemesis' haven. The old train station that does not look like a train station anymore. It looks like a red crystal cave covered in venom goo, with a very shining altar, 5 silver coins, and a very strange book. And clearly a slot for where a sword should be put.
Should I even attempt to see the unseen?
You're gonna go blind down here.
Probably. She kind of gets up slowly. Is she even around?
She's not awake. She's sitting in front of the altar, meditating. It looks like.
Okay.
But you rise from day sleep before her.
Yeah. She goes and kind of like picks at the goo and just like tries to like figure out what kind of substance that is.
It feels kind of like dried tar.
Okay.
But it's cold, like oblivion.
She's so pissed right now. Where's Victor?
On the floor. Well, at least his torso and head.
So she was successful at taking apart his body?
He has no arms and legs at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, darling. You don't need those.
She wraps him up in like, I guess, a blanket just to kind of like, I don't want to look at this right now. And kind of strolls over to Nemesis, and without touching her, she just kind of like stands beside, kind of like, you know what, like hands behind back, just analyzing whatever all of this is. And she kind of gets a sense she knows what the sword's for because of the lock or the slit in the stone, I guess.
Nothing much happens. But the closer you get to the altar, the more your tattoo starts burning.
Okay.
Not in the way that damages you, but it's really uncomfortable if you get too close.
Yeah, it's like a sunburn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a nettle, something like that.
So putting it together, she knows that her haven's gone. She approximately, does she know where the facility is approximately? Because she was there.
Yeah, well, you ran from it all the way back to London, so
Yeah,
you
okay.
have a pretty good idea. But you did run very fast through forest, but north
Yeah.
can't be that hard to find. A
Yeah, what
large facility in the middle of a forest.
What territory are we in?
At the moment, Redbridge.
Okay, yeah, my face is on there. She wants to take a baseball bat to the back of her head.
She opens
Can
her
I-
eyes.
Can I do something really bold?
You can always try.
Okay. I'm going to take one of her daggers and put her into torpor,
You want to stake her?
if I can.
Alright. You have, let's say, harmful intent. So we need to do a few rolls.
All right.
I'm pretty sure it's composure intelligence.
Okay.
Please take her.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Please, that would be so good.
Well, it's a composure intelligence and you get a +6.
Fucking right. Do I need to rouse? Probably not.
No.
Right in the back. She's fighting all the burning urge sensation out of pure rage and spite. It's the most aggressive thing I've ever done in a roleplay.
The difficulty is 10 at the moment.
I gotta re-roll again, right?
You can reroll 3 of them, and so can she. 2 is not enough.
Nope. I'm off by 1.
Well, you want to stab her, but what happens is the altar reacts, and your blood starts to boil, you feel. You take 1 aggravated damage, and you fall to your knees.
Okay.
Nemesis opens her eyes and says, "Not in my own sanctum, dear." But she's not offended by you trying.
No, she probably understands. She lives in her own head.
I assume you want to get out of here. Your prince needs you.
So she, like, kind of sulking like a child, she kind of just, like, puckers her lip and just, like, nods. We're both psycho bitches at this point.
Don't forget what I did for you, and don't forget to mention it. Otherwise, I'll be really pissed.
Sweetheart, consider it a boon.
Just 10 minutes with the sword. You can even supervise.
There's 6 million swords on this planet, you choose this one.
It's the sword. But she touches you and Victor.
Oh, whatever tickles your fancy.
You start, coming in and out of shadows.
Okay.
Until you are, you're not excited because you appear in a sewer.
No, it's definitely not excited.
Your Toreador is screaming inside you at the moment. She sits Victor down and says, "Later," and disappears into a shadow. Just leaves you in the sewers somewhere random.
Can she, with all that sudden everything, can she kind of like vomit up some blood? Because that's a lot.
Well, yeah, you don't really want to turn on your heightened senses at the moment, but then you can't see anything. So
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to sit down here either.
Yeah, no. Fuck's sakes, Nemesis.
You hear something, Alex. For fuck's sakes, Nemesis. Just echoing down the halls.
Okay.
You're muted.
Naomi, that you?
You hear Alex calling out.
She turns and kind of like is startled all of a sudden and was like, "Oh, thank God, like they're obviously alive unless it's a hallucination." So she follows his voice pretty quickly.
Dragging Victor along.
He's backpacked.
Yeah, it's just sitting there. Ruined his nice. No, wait, did you color out the outfit so you didn't ruin the? Yeah. But you enter the room. Alex, obviously, you see Victor's corpse. Well, it's missing a few limbs, but you recognize.
Got him.
And Naomi.
It's so good to see you.
That's
You're
the
in one
important part.
piece. They told me they got you.
They did.
How then did you manage this miracle?
It's not a miracle. Protect the sword. We'll talk later. And Nemesis, even she there or no? She's gone?
You think so? She jumped back into a shadow at least. You start hearing footsteps and talking down the hall. It's just Henry trying to explain to Darius why the place is not that bad. Vaughn, Cradle, and JK are following along with Marin and Vara, who seems to be staked at the moment.
So, I'm gonna say before she's gonna try to hide Victor. She doesn't want anyone to really see. But where are we actually?
We're down in Henry's little sanctuary.
his PC room.
Okay,
Yes.
does he have a couch that I can just lay him and like throw a blanket over for now?
There's a
Sure.
blanket, or
Just toss a blanket on
there's
it.
a sleeping bag you can put him in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be the way to go, and it's only his head sticking out. And then she kind of like just
Henry walks
Is-
in, says,
yeah.
"Why is the warlock sleeping in my bed?"
I haven't figured out how to wake him up.
Well, that's easy, but I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because he's probably going to be really hungry.
Yeah.
And-
We're
and-
short
and
on.
Turn on fire or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
is there
agree. I
any-
agree.
He doesn't have any special feeding things he has to do, right?
Well, he's probably gonna be really hungry.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, he doesn't need like a bird to turn around 3 times to eat. Like, it's just.
Well, you
normal
never
for
know
him.
with these warlocks. I mean, it's possible. You know, I mean, I have certain feeding preferences, so like, you know, that's kind of it could happen. It could.
So
be that-
without thinking, she kind of asks Alex if he could call up some of his groupies or some shit.
Not
later.
down here, I can't. No. And groupies are not exactly available to me at the moment because of everything that's happened to us up there. So
Henry, he puts something on a screen, a television. It's a news
Yeah.
clip.
we're gonna find out why.
Okay.
And just says, yeah, he does not have groupies anymore. There's
Yeah.
a new newscasters. She's just laying out the report. There's helicopter shots of burning buildings. Naomi's flower shop and JK's morgue. The parodies are not burning, but there's just clips of people being brought out by the police in handcuffs. Basically all the personnel and guests and whatever is in there.
It's gonna be so hard not to
But
frenzy.
she's saying the famous Alex Kairos has been revealed as the mastermind behind numerous terrorist attack activities in London. Alex has been assisted by John Kramer, then there's a picture of JK, Emilia Atkins, a picture of Naomi, Scott Jones, a picture of Killjoy, Anna Elaine, a picture of Adrian, and a nameless ghost, picture of Vaughn. Should you see any of these people, call the police immediately. And then he just pauses the news.
Well, that's fantastic.
How is any of us not going into Brenzing right now?
Because you're not Brewer.
Yes, and Alex is the most composed person ever. But the rest of you, I can't speak for.
Vaughn looks at the broadcast, and he has sunglasses on, by the way. He put them on when he got into the sewer. No
Yeah.
reason. There's no reason he would do that. And he looks at the screen like genuinely surprised, but you can tell his general demeanor is somewhat. He's back to the old like, hey everybody, that kind of persona, but he's still kind of like flabbergasted, and inside he's thinking he's like, I'm so glad I made that deal tonight.
I
Oh,
think
this is just a world of shit.
Nos, they can't handle secrets, so he looks at, Henry looks at Vara and says, who's this?
My friend.
Your friend.
It was either embrace her or let her die in a burning building.
Why is she staked? Oh, she just woke up. Ah. You had a busy night. Or day.
Yeah. Waltham Forest is never gonna compare. It's never gonna get good again.
Wait, so what happened? How many people did we lose?
Not in my place.
I lost all of Paradisa, as far as I know, my staff, my groupies, all of it.
Oh.
My levels of rage right now are beyond words.
Well, fortunately, the building is not owned by Alex Kairos himself.
For what that's worth, yeah. but we're all London's most wanted now, so
What about the tree?
everybody here was on that broadcast, right?
Yeah, but not everyone had their own name on it.
No. So I suppose with fancy plastic surgery from the right people, you could change your appearance maybe.
Or we can
But,
just find a Jamisha.
We'll just dig
Yeah,
one of
that's
those
actually an
up.
option.
Yeah, we'll just dig one of those up. I'm sure that there's one around just waiting to do that.
Well, we killed our last one.
I know
Yeah.
Adrian has a Shimishi friendish thing from France. That could be an option if you want to go the change how you look route. Otherwise, we can just kill you, make it very public, and you
My morgue is already burned down.
disappear into the shadows, pulling the strings from. And don't go out without sunglasses and a wig. He's kind of laughing.
Alex,
Yes.
what about the tree?
Well, as was mentioned a few minutes ago, the building is not in my name, and the building is still okay, right?
Building is fine.
Yeah.
I can't sit a building of that size to flames. That will be.
Right. Demolishing a building of that size would leave an impression on the news. So, I suppose they could do it, but as far as I can tell, as long as the building stands, the tree stands.
I mean, the others too is obviously because the terrorists rigged bombs inside their own homes as the police entered, so that's why the building crumbled. But the
Right.
Paradisa is simply
Well, it's a nice building too.
people just
Yeah.
think you sleep there, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's a nice building. Let's not forget that it is a premier resort spot. Like, there people want to be there, right? I poured a lot of resources into that thing. That I'm not just going to get rid of one of London's crown jewels, for the sake of killing a few terrorists, right? So that's just, property values. You have to think about these things. So these are matters of mortal importance.
And how much evidence did you leave behind?
Evidence of what?
Us being kindred?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that the people coming after us already know that.
The elders would know.
Fair.
The Inquisition would know, in terms of, that we are what we are. That's why they came after us.
Yeah, they got
That's-
a lot of pints of my blood too, probably.
Nera taps a book and says, "We got everything important."
Yes.
Speaking of, has anyone seen Morrigan or her husband?
I was just about to ask you about that.
They weren't.
Yes,
in my
I'd very
place.
much like to know about the Morrigan. How is she?
I have no clue.
Are you
After she
visible, Craven?
reconvened, not seen her.
Maybe. Probably more like in the background rather than invisible. Just kind of keeping to themselves. Not talking much at the minute. Got to be polite, so easiest way to do this and not make any noise.
Well, they're talking about Morgan. Darius, who looks at you, but he's not saying anything. Then he says, "I've talked with Adrian. She's doing her thing and trying to figure out what the kind of on like government level. But obviously she also lost her mask, so she's not under any circumstance meeting us in a sewer," she said.
Fair enough.
And who could blame her? As long as she's all right.
It sounds weird for us to say this, or even myself, but we haven't even checked in on the anarchs.
I was just about to ask about them too. I'm so glad my telepathy is working. Yeah. So not now that we've taken care of the 1,000-year-old Methuselahs, our beer swilling, bike riding, bartending.
Oh, he has to find a new bar again.
They burned the bar down.
Yeah, it's the second time. I don't imagine he's gonna be happy.
Wait, they hit the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would torch the bar. Yeah.
Benjamin, did you see Benjamin there?
I only saw the surveillance, mate. Nobody came out of that building. But I'm sure Gabriel has a way out. He's no fool.
Okay. All right, you're right.
He survived burning buildings before, so I would imagine he survived this one as well.
They burned his bar back in 2012 as well. He's probably getting pretty sick of it.
He has the determination to rebuild the bar exactly where they burnt it down. I've got to give him points for that. That's staying the course for sure.
Must be a special place.
Yeah. You have to think twice about where he's putting that down. You know, that's some serious roots.
Well, I'm just listing things here. We have the issue of, he points toward Victor. Well, that waking up, and points toward Vara and says, well, that waking up.
Yeah. How many new mouths do we have to feed?
Well, we're all going to get hungry here soon, so.
There's plenty of rats down here. He looks at you, Alex. I don't think you can figure something out, but.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Can you even?
Gross.
He looks at you, Naomi.
Pardon?
He looks at you. Can you even eat a rat?
Yeah.
Or is that not fancy enough?
Yeah.
I can put it in a glass of wine, if that will help.
I think I eat the oldest blood out of all of you, so
That's
I'm good.
Plenty of rats. Otherwise, everyone who can hide will need to do runs. Team obfuscate. Woo.
Where's this Zimitsi? We need her on the cell ASAP. This is going to be a temporary fix.
If she's in France, then, you know.
It's going to take a while to set that up. We need new masks in the meantime. And as our Nosferatu's friend said, hair dye and, makeup and good old-fashioned conventional disguises because, yeah, until we can take care of all this, we're kind of stuck with just that.
Henry looks at you, Vaughn. How many people can you make look different at once?
Just myself.
Even if you do it like an illusion? Do you have to
And-
maintain it?
He does like that, does like what he did, and he hell, he turns into Cradle. He turns into Cradle in that moment. Fuck.
Yeah, Vaughn's getting hungrier as usual.
Yeah, I have been rolling horrifically today. So, but yeah, it does it, and he does jazz hands towards people, and it just looks like Cradle doing it.
Yeah, I think I saw you at the zoo.
Cradle, what is the other side saying? Same question for you, JK.
Side.
I don't know. You're both fucking weird.
Look at JK. That man is nothing like me.
No, but you both have very unconventional sources of information.
Right. Do your
Yeah.
One talks
fishing
to
quest thing. Yeah.
Caspers,
So-
and the other one is, I don't know, whatever it is you do. Tap into to madness.
So Naomi wants to grab like JK's head and just shake it and just like out of the most like I'm searching for any bit of hope right now and just be like, you need to see something.
I'll use premonition. Arouse.
What are you trying to hone in on exactly?
Well, what would be a
Well, it's the Morrigan.
safe place above? Well, yeah, I'll check in on the Morrigan. See if I can get any pings on her. Do. 4 successes.
4 is pretty good. Well, you see a burnt building. You see the Morrigan standing next to Killjoy. And you see ravens on the way. Thousands of them. But you have a pretty good idea that's where she's gonna be soon.
Well, the Morrigan seems to be mourning me and bringing an army of ravens to do so.
All eyes are going to look at Cradle. And you?
He'll go back into a premonition. And he's gonna do the premonition to try and figure out what's going on with that poor security guard he traumatized and then left coffee for. He's gonna see what's going on with him because he feels quite bad about that guy. Yeah. So I'm assuming that's the rouse check.
Success.
Great success. And then, do you remember the roll?
Which aspects? Hey, is it resolve?
Resolve specs.
Resolve.
It'd be the same anyway. 4 successes.
4. You see him in front of the TV. There's nothing on, and he's drinking straight from a bottle of rum and going over some old pictures.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Accurate.
Yeah. Cradle will kind of come back to it. But whilst his eyes are still white, completely white, he'll just say the same thing he said to Alex, I think, that they first met. And he'll just kind of mumble, "To suffer terribly and know yourself is the cause. That is hell." And then he'll seem to kind of come back awake. And he'll go, "Oh man, things are bad. Yeah. There's this guy I might need to go check up on."
Who's that?
Someone who is close to Knight, I think his name is now. You guys not know Knight? You're literally like one of the most powerful kindred here, and you don't even know him. I thought you were the prince, man.
Knight is not a name I'm familiar with, to my knowledge.
Oh,
There it says De La Sombre that walk.
bingo. Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
I don't think he has made an appearance yet.
Yeah, so
Oh
we're
no,
giving
me
his
and him
name.
chatted with this guy I know who I want to go check on.
Well, don't die, we need you. Darius says you're the only one who's not been revealed.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to burn down a zoo as well. It's pretty big. You guys should move there, maybe.
But you are
Not living in a zoo.
Yeah, no, thank you.
a wild
would.
card. What are you saying, Vaughn?
I'm going to reclaim my building one way or another.
Vaughn just said, like, when he said, "You guys should live in a zoo," and they're like, "No, I would never do." Vaughn's like, "I would.
You would. I believe it.
I could talk to them too. Hang out with the bears."
Where'd you go, Vaughn?
Where'd I go?
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Benjamin. I was checking up on someone important.
How's he doing?
She?
Or yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Or
Yeah, he's
both.
doing
Yeah.
He was in that bar. I hope he's
So
okay.
not doing so well.
I hope he's okay. I hope the Anarchs have some sort of, I don't know, fucking rat tunnel going underneath the bar.
But you were there.
No.
You talked to him.
Yeah, I told him to go there. Or rather, he offered to go there.
You know, Vaughn's story doesn't sound terribly convincing here. Can I make an insight check on like what he's saying?
You can.
Okay.
Want to do a composure subterfuge.
Ooh.
Can Naomi, last resort, use her ability?
Which one?
You know which one.
Well, you want to make truth serum?
Yeah.
Well, you could start to do it if you want to. I don't know if you have
Okay.
the ingredients for it though, but
And I don't
maybe
have...
you have gathered a bit.
That's 4 successes.
Okay.
Should I rouse... Would they know if I rouse the blood in this moment?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going for it.
Okay.
The
Whoa.
Success.
He doesn't get hungrier for the first time this episode.
Yeah.
And then that's 2 bonus die, right?
Oh.
Wait a second.
The only success you rolled, Mr. Hunger.
Wait, so is that manipulation? So 4... Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's not very convincing at all.
0 success.
So I'm gonna at least re-roll 3. I'm using willpower.
For the audience at home, that was a 0 success.
On 6
on
dice.
6 die. Yeah.
And a
That's
0
still
again.
0 on the reroll.
It really said no.
I honestly, I've been rolling terribly all night, except for that rousing success.
9 failures.
Uh,
Universe said no, not
But-
tonight.
Yeah.
Vaughn
Yeah,
is
no.
Vaughn's not lying, but he's not telling everything either.
Yeah. Vaughn. You can tell that Alex doesn't buy all of it, and he's just like, Vaughn, come on. We're all here. What else? What else aren't you telling us?
I was checking in on a friend of mine. I believe you have a file on
Yes.
to make sure she was okay. And the place was ransacked.
And
So
anything else? Anything else you want to tell us?
I have a question for you, Vaughn. If I can interrupt. Can you stop looking like me? That'd be real helpful for my personal concentration. You know, my I think it's called a mojo,
all right.
or just is it moyo? Is it like a silent J? I never know with these words. You know.
And he ends the thing.
Whoa, man! I just got a taste of what it's like to be you guys. That's rough. Can you imagine 2 of me? I'd never shut up. Anyway, what's the plan? Where are we going next?
Henry says, well, before this happened, we were planning to basically destroy their facility.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I think
They hit us first.
everyone has incentive to do so now.
I'm sure I could procure a helicopter. again. Yeah.
Maybe something with a little bit more explosive power than a helicopter, but sure, yeah.
Ooh. That sounds fun.
Like
Nice,
Alex
look at my
is like
language.
straight destruction right now. Like, no, I want to crucify every single one of them that I get my hands on. Every single one I want to crucify, and then I want to drain at least some of them, you know. So yeah, I'm pissed, you know, like I am angry, and this needs to be answered in kind. So
More immediate things. We
yes,
need food. We need to
We
figure
do
out
need
what to do with
food.
Victor, who will also need food. Otherwise, we'll be food. And then
Right.
there's who is she? You
friend
can
of
see
mine.
JK. He really it fucking annoys him that he doesn't know.
yeah. Tell him. He's just gonna like tell him.
You've been in my haven. I thought you'd scouted out everything.
Of course not. I'm not rude. It's just in your office.
So there are nooks and crannies you can't even get into.
I don't want to go into your basement. Never go into a Hekata's basement. It's just plain stupid.
Afraid you'll join my collection?
Yes, very much so.
Collection.
I imagine you have like corpses on strings down there, and
I'm sure he does. Like,
Can
Alex
confirm.
is just shaking his head. Like there's nothing I wouldn't put past him. So
We have so many
he
jars of
had.
hearts right now.
but who is she?
A friend of mine.
Name.
Don't worry about it.
Don't make me use the internet.
Try me.
This is not a time to do this.
I don't like you anymore. He turns around and sits at his computer.
You and your technology.
That
So-
being said, sorry.
what we're going to do is we're going to find a couple of different places here that we can keep moving around to. And we're going to find a worthy supply of food for all of us. Doesn't have to be the same supply, but it, you know, some supplies of food. We're going to do that. Even if I have to like dress up and attend somebody else's concert for once. And then you know, like we're gonna put this all together. We're gonna get ourselves all back together. We're gonna put Victor back. We're gonna put whoever that is back. And yeah, and then we are going to hit back as hard as possible. Because they didn't even knock. They didn't even announce themselves.
They did in my place. That's the reason I got woken up.
Did they knock? They at least gave you that courtesy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they knocked by throwing grenades in through my windows or
Okay,
something.
well, that's not really knocking. That's just breaking in. Which is not the same thing.
Just be fucking thankful that you didn't get captured like Guy did.
You can always move to
Right?
Blackmore. I heard it's vacant.
How did you escape, by the way?
Don't worry
So,
about it. I have my
that-
ways.
He's listening to both of them. It's like, don't worry about it. I have my ways.
Naomi ignores the question completely. Can she smell lupine on Vaughn?
No, you only smell shit.
Fantastic. So that being said, she actually goes around and with a absolute crazed look in her eyes, she fucking grabs rats and starts putting them in the bag or in a bag, and then takes Victor's corpse. Is there a room?
Well, you're
here?
kind of in the room. The rest is
I
just
don't- yeah.
pipes.
What do you
It looks like an
wait,
old crypt.
Wait, Naomi, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't know. No, rats. I mean, I don't think it's gonna. Yeah.
Adel just starts laughing.
So she snaps and then grabs the Nosferatu, be like, wake him up, and drops the bag of rats.
Yeah.
He's fucking old, dear. We need something a bit more potent.
Potent,
And you don't
yeah.
wake a kindred unless it's kindred blood, and then you hope they let go. And
Right.
the only one he's probably gonna let go of, what, Cradle?
I'd be fine.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. My blood's like pretty strong, yo.
Says the Malkavian.
Are you sure you can? Well, I guess all of it. I'm just worried he's gonna turn into a fire in the middle of my fucking server room.
He doesn't
I'm
have
worried
any
too.
hands.
No, fire wouldn't. When it comes to like, what do you call it? Like frenzying, I don't think fire would be a part of it.
Also,
Anyways.
what could he do? He doesn't have any limbs.
He's a
I got a good
Tremere.
feeling.
He'll
He's gonna be
flop
fine.
around on the ground.
You've seen some of the things that Naomi can do.
It's funny how
Yes.
none of you asked about it either. You're just accepted the.
If Cradle can wake him, we just need to pull him off. I mean, he doesn't have much to hold on with.
No.
And I'm more worried about the bond that would be created between Cradle and the Warlock.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, I don't.
Can we
think,
take turns?
I don't believe if I recall correctly, and I believe me, Bradford did a whole thing on the bonding. It takes more than one feeding. In other words, he can drink and drink, and unless he drinks, as I'm recalling my fucking lessons now, if he drinks, he has to drink 3 different nights in a row. It's not a matter of how much he drinks; it's a matter of
Oh
how
no,
many
Tremere
times.
can't bond.
Well, Tremere can't bond too. You're right about that. But the whole
They can be bonded.
The bonding thing would only it takes. All I know is that when he was bonding people, he explained this to me. So, yeah.
It can take a while before it's. I mean, he's not
It
going to
sets
lose
in.
all his will to live, but he's probably
No,
going to be
no,
a little
no,
bit
no.
fond of Cradle.
He's no
Yes.
fucking fledgling, so let's get it done.
And he's never met Cradle, I think. No, he has not. Have you met him?
What is it gonna make him more crazy? Like,
I'm not sure what drinking from a Malkav would do, but it's probably nothing good.
he's no killjoy.
You are like almost 100% correct. Yeah,
Of course I am. I'm Nos.
almost.
He looks at you, JK, again. What's her name? Why doesn't she have a Facebook?
Been gone for a while.
You're probably checking the wrong registry, and given who you're dealing with here.
Wasn't she some sort of ghost at one point?
I'm calling in my minor boon. What's her name?
Man, you're neurotic.
I don't know it either. I didn't know she existed until up to this moment.
I'll give you something to play around with. Her last name's Hammermeister.
Hammermeister. Dead for a long time.
There, your boon's paid.
I wonder if he knows 4chan.
Smiling. Not saying anything, but he's looking at you. So. Okay,
You want me to take him to another room?
No.
I'm gonna get a
No,
shit.
you're gonna need help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a shit ton of blood before we do that. And, strong arms.
One of the reasons she's doing this is because she knows that he can teleport at the least. So anything we could be doing would be quick.
Well, he's not doing any spells without his fingers. So,
Well, we're gonna get there. Let's
Just grab
have
a
this
Harry
person, I'll
Potter
sew some limbs
fanfiction
on.
like that. What?
Just grab a person I can sew some limbs on.
Well, we've taken enough bodies apart, right?
do
I
we
mean, it
even-
worked on Darius.
Do we even need a Shimishi when we have JK? Who wants to be Frankenstein? Come on, it's not so bad.
I
Look at
don't
me.
think anybody wants JK working on them, honestly. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
but
Darius isn't complaining. He's no longer half a man.
I never was.
Best security around.
But I guess getting it over with. Henry says, I'm gonna get a shit ton of blood. Just, he looks around at all the IT, and don't touch anything. And he looks at you, Cradle. Don't touch anything.
Hey man,
Apart from
kill
him.
your beans.
He disappears.
The guy needs to chill his beans.
I think his impatience is understandable. He's obviously got a sweet spot set up down here, and he doesn't want people touching his shit, so I get it.
I mean, they did knock. I'm just saying, they did knock. They gave you notice.
Definitions vary. Yeah,
They
no,
turned
they
up at your
lied.
house and said, we're going to
They lied, is what they did. All right, and then they captured a whole bunch of my hardworking staff and arrested them, and
calls the
are now
kettle black.
questioning them and probably like ruining their lives and giving them criminal records. I mean, these are people who have put in good work for me, and now they're suffering, and you know, this is all uncalled for. They had nothing to do with any of it. So no, I have no sympathy whatsoever for a complete lack of decorum and manners that these heathens, these barbarians just exhibit, you know, every single time we've dealt with them. They're unreasonable.
Hey, Prince. Where's your sword?
I cannot disclose that location. You know,
Someone's
I
looking
can't.
for it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should
Who
keep tabs
is?
on it.
Is that the person I'm thinking of?
Can she subterfuge and lie?
I mean, you can always try.
You can always try. Yeah.
I guess
Fair.
it's a wits insight from Alex and subterfuge composure from Naomi.
I mean, Cradle was literally about to say, does it begin with N and rhymes with Genesis? So, I don't know
Oh,
if that's gonna
tie.
help or hinder.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Defending
rolling
vampire.
so low today. Is something happening? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, he's not wrong. He's just. Well, I guess he can tell that she's.
Well, not really lying or anything. It's just it's a 1 against 1, and it's not technically a failure. But Bradford does appear behind Naomi and just kind of makes the motion to twist her head.
Yeah. Alex is going to say, well, you ignored my question before.
But she's like, but you got the book, right? Being very, like, snarky.
But you ignored my question before.
She tries to change the subject again.
And it's the same thing. It's like
Yeah.
you can't. Well, you can lie and Alex can't see it, but it's like you.
So yeah, here we are. I don't know why you won't tell me, Naomi, but yeah, the fact of the matter is that, you know, I cannot disclose the location of the sword, and you apparently can't tell me how you managed to not only free Victor, but escape the clutches of these wonderful people that we're currently dealing with.
Well, let's just say I've seen. She doesn't really know the terminology off by hand, but more or less looks like KJ. And there's what she assumes to be the portal because she remembers the burn on her back, and she only received that after coming out of Oblivion. So she's like, a little birdie told me, but there's going to be a portal to hell opening within probably less of a week, considering how tricky this bitch can be.
So we're still taking over the city, right? We're not leaving? Is that what you're saying?
We might have to leave, my guys.
This is terrible. This is just terrible.
Darius says,
very-
well, she can't get to the sword. So
And I would like to know how you know that.
Because the only one who can get to the sword is... He looks at Victor. And
Oh,
the only
fuck.
one who knows which sword is the right sword is also Victor. I
Alex
believe,
just kind of winks at her.
I believe he made 12.
Oh, okay.
He,
And I'm pretty sure she wouldn't just, or he wouldn't just give that over. From what she knows about Victor.
No, he probably wouldn't.
Okay.
shall we wake him?
Yeah.
He looks at your cradle. Are you sure?
I ain't touching shit. I don't want to piss off the Nosferatu, man. Those people know things.
But you wanna...
And you
wake-
don't?
You don't... You wanna wake the warlock?
Well, yeah.
Let's go. We've asked one too many times.
Maybe you should wait till he gets back, just in case anything goes wrong, such as like him setting himself on fire.
I mean, come on, guys. Last time I checked, we lived forever. I think we can wait a couple minutes.
I agree. I hate that I'm saying this, but yes, I agree. I actually agree with you for once. We should wait until Henry returns with whatever he's bringing, and then that way we're all freshly fed. We have at least one extra set of hands here in case, and if anything should happen to spontaneously combust, I'm sure that he would be able to at least protect his equipment. So rather than laying the Malkavian here, like do his thing without supervision, right? I think it'd be better if we just waited, as he so clearly and accurately said, we have the rest of our lives. So yeah, I think we can wait.
So I think I'm actually gonna she's like, I don't even know how to start describing this, but those people, they had every medical device on me, and she kind of like replays to them like the importance and significance and the detail and like what the person looked like that was testing on her, the questions he asked, and being like, we're waiting around as these monsters are that they basically got away with so much murder, and basically makes a plea to try to rush things. So playing devil's advocate for the situation.
There is just one thing at a time, and we, like, half of you are terrorists at the moment, so you can't exactly walk the street.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to cause a literal fire right here inside the only safe place we have so that we could get him awake a few hours earlier. You're going to have to wait. So I would appreciate you letting me know that of all the things that they did, they could actually make you tell them things.
Not
That's
too
correct?
much. No, I didn't really give any. I had an opportunity to flee the situation, and then she kind of goes back into like, what do you think, Victor? Like, his magic isn't driven like motion like mine is. His is very much in control, and when he first did his pyrotechnics, if you want to call it that, he was in control of the situation and he knew what the cause of it was. I'm pretty sure being 500 fucking years old, he could wake up and just be completely okay, relatively. It's probably
Alex
not his
remains-
first fucking rodeo.
He remains unconvinced, and he's just going to ignore her halfway through her explanation. He's just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not waking him up, and we're not letting this situation get even fucking worse right now, okay? We're going to wait until Henry gets back, and then we will be in a better position for whatever happens down here. I want him back just as much as you do, but I don't quite know everything for certain. In fact, there's very little I know for certain, and that doesn't comfort me. So unless you know something about several hundred-year-old Tremere for certain that I don't, then no, we cannot wake him up right now.
How many rats are in that bag of yours?
Well, we're in a Nos's lair, so whatever she could fit.
Probably 4.
Oh, she just went around. Just picked him up.
Hi.
Storyteller.
Yes.
From Cradle's unique interactions with the Second Inquisition and the knowledge and potential, definitely willing to do a premonition. Given Naomi's testimony, how likely is it that she has a tracker in her body?
Sorry.
It's unlikely since they already caught her and no one has ever escaped.
Sure, okay.
But you're not 1000% sure.
I'm pretty sure that can't even capture a vampire that finds each.
But since you're asking the question, none of your electronics are working down here if it's wireless.
Okay.
I mean, it's on, but there's no signal in any way, shape, or form. But could be.
Cradle's just gonna step forward and say, you might have something in you from the Second Inquisition.
Who's he talking to?
You.
To you.
Oh, okay. I highly doubt it.
I know.
I have something on me, not in me. I have this tattoo. Like, what do you want?
You are hurt. A bit. I mean, you have 1 aggravated wound and 2 superficial damage, so you're not looking your best right now.
Oh yeah, she is also a bit crazed mentally too.
Yeah.
And Victor here, he may have something in him as well.
All right,
Why
better reason to
did
get
they
out.
Keep him going. If he can do so much damage whilst awake, that we are scared to wake him up, why has he not been incinerated? Why is he not being dealt with in any form? Why is he still here?
I don't think they're aware of his capabilities.
Oh,
And to
so-
them, they only think we're monsters. Nothing beyond that. They don't even really know the word kindred. They just think we're monsters.
What purpose did he serve, unconscious and asleep?
Probably
Outside of
research.
tubes, it's not like he had a respirator.
But they know that we don't need to breathe.
But they don't know how
Yes.
to wake us.
Yes. Have you seen the body? Like, she takes off the blanket and just shows him, like, his semi...
It's just a charred corpse wearing a...
Yeah.
What's left
Sleeping
of
bag.
a... Like, I assume his red jacket is still there and probably a shirt without sleeves.
I had to do what I had to do. And I was rushed in the moment. It's not like Nemesis was gonna wait for me and then she, like, covers their mouth.
Darius says, last piece of the puzzle, so it wasn't Nemesis.
Oh, okay.
I'm warning you. That's it.
She got you out. I can't help but wonder what else she got while she was in there.
Yeah, we were in there probably max 15 minutes.
Did you see anyone else?
Define anyone else.
Were there anybody else, any other kindred in there?
So looking at him with like the most disgusted. She remembers her touching. Who was it?
Blackmore.
Yes, she relays that information.
Did Blackmore get out too?
Oh no, he disintegrated entirely within my hands. I tried to move him.
Her?
Her. Sorry.
I think they're doing tests on Kindred to learn more about us.
Of course, that's obvious.
Yeah. Which would imply that they don't know as much about us as we might think, and they have
No, they're-
broad strokes. They know how to destroy us, but they don't understand us.
They're really stupid in that matter. Although, what happened to our cure?
Well, along with everything else, it burned down.
We have no more. We have no more samples of the cure.
I believe it.
That wasn't important enough? You guys have no fucking priorities.
Didn't you take some?
Forget the
Jacob?
sword, forget the cure.
I did take some, but I didn't say that.
Well, you had the thing, but sure you can do it again. It's not important at the moment. We're being hunted. We don't have time to play doctors.
All we can do is wait for Henry to come back. That's all we can really do.
Also, when we
You
saw the
sleep in-
police reports
Sorry.
of the when we saw the police reports of the burning buildings, were there a lot of police cars around JK's house? Or like ambulances and shit?
Probably.
Yeah. But it's more like SWAT cars.
The Second Inquisition is probably tearing themselves apart right now. Delicious thought.
Why do you say that?
I had to get out of a burning building. How the fuck did you think I did that?
Did you do the
Yeah.
rip thing again?
Yes.
Fantastic.
At least the ghosts are not hunting us. Yet.
Yet.
I think we're about that time where we come to the end of the session. It's midnight here. So unless there's anything people want to do just at the very end of this, we're gonna pick up from here next time.
She just asked Vaughn about, because he's a bit of a traveler, she really wants to know details on some of the safer places he's been to stay safe. And if he has anything remotely close to something he's repeatedly been to.
And Vaughn lets her know he's like, I do, but you of all people are not gonna like it. And he tells her all about like various like gross places, like gutters he's had to go into, back alleys, and then his favorite is going into bodies of water and sinking to the bottom and hiding in the silt.
You know what
And
that could
doing
do? That could do. We can have a meeting, in the bottom of the fucking ocean. It's fantastic.
It's great.
Ravnos waterbed.
Do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, Ravnos waterbed, 100%.